Hello everybody, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Zoom Speak Easy. My guest today is an actor who pretty much does everything and is pretty good at it too. So he's a jack of all trades and master of almost all, a man who can act, sing, do pretty much everything right as well. Of course, today it's though we're going to highlight an aspect that he loves truly, a true artist, Mr. Ayushmann Khurrana. Hello.
Rudrani, thank you for beautiful introduction. It's so beautiful.
It's true. आप तो दिल से artist
क्या अंदाज है, अंदाज़े बयां कमाल है आपका.
But I'm sorry, I need to probably add one more to the introduction just to take off from the way you introduce yourself sometimes. Should I?
Go for it.
द्वारका से द्वाला खुआ. इन्हें आप आयुष्मुआ भी बुला सकते हैं. I'm just saying, who can beat that?
Oh shit.
So Ayushmann, I can't beat that. But I must say, like I said, we are highlighting an aspect that you probably have loved as an artist in your life, music.
Yeah.
And today officially the announcement was made and you are officially now an international artist with an international, and वो तो international तो पहले भी थे, international, but now officially I feel like it's happening.
पहले international से फिल्मों के ज़रिए शायद music के ज़रिए ज़्यादा हो सकता है, because I think Warner Music has that kind of reach and they handle great artists like Ed Sheeran and Diljit and everyone, so they're part of the conglomerate, so it's very exciting to work with them. And music always took a backseat with my career. Like I've always given thrust to my core job, which is acting, and I'm a terrible multitasker. तो अब जाकर मैंने सोचा कि since I'll be shooting 2 films this year instead of 3, so why not just invest more time with my passion towards music, because I've realized over the years कि मैं music में रह नहीं सकता. हमेशा पीछे कुछ ना कुछ soundtrack चलता रहता है. I can't live without music, and nothing better than collaborating with Jay Mehta and his team.
I knew something was cooking when I saw you and Ed Sheeran together, and I'm
really?
like, everybody writing, is there a collab happening? This is even bigger. But that was fun, wasn't it?
That was a lot of fun. Ed is a very simple, down-to-earth and very driven, focused at the same time as an artist, and whatever he's achieved in these number of years is phenomenal. He's tried different genres and different sounds, and the best part was उसने मुझे अपने आने वाले गाने सुनाए. So that was very interesting. And I also played Agda Tara for him, so he was excited that this sound is pretty new for India, and the synth wave has come, but since it's like a very aggressive synth wave sound, so it's pretty new.
You mentioned Agda Tara and I saw the video. Now I've never seen you in this at all. Very interesting how there are pop beats and there's a EDM, there's a full mixture of different sounds, international and traditional actually. And you of course go to the fact that Hindi and Punjabi has to be there, which is something I think is core to you. I love that. And this is, I think, also the first identifying of what you want to take forward as a global artist. Am I right?
Yeah, that's my aspiration. I think it'll come through your songs or music. Though I'm just blatant about my aspiration. मैं वैसे बताता नहीं मैं क्या करना चाहता हूँ. You should keep it to yourself. But that's an aspiration as a musician, as a composer, as a songwriter. But this is the first step towards that side, Agda Tara, and it's very different from my core zone, and that's why I'm doubly excited, because I can try different genres in films, but with songs I've only been singing melodious, soft Punjabi songs, and this is very different from my zone.
What I love that is that there was a time, and I've spoken this to a lot of Punjabi artists, and they said that we were never taken seriously because we were also called niche, right, at a point. I think the game changed when you know that everybody can vibe to Punjabi music. And of course, we have people like Diljit and who put us in that global map. It's wonderful that we'll have more artists going. Then we need that. I mean, Diljit going on Coachella and was representing all of us out there, right?
Absolutely. Punjabi is, as you rightly said, it's not a regional language anymore, because I think everybody is vibing to Punjabi songs, not just Indians, South Asians at large, also Europeans, everywhere. We have gone beyond the barriers of culture, art, culture and language and region. I think we've transcended all these barriers, and we've gone completely global. It started with Diljit, Karan Aujla is there, then there's Badshah, also AP. So we have that sound coming there, and people are vibing to it across the globe, and it's very overwhelming. I think it's very surreal that Punjab पहले पंजाब में होता था, पंजाब पूरे world में, and being a Punjabi, I think I'm very proud of that fact. And since this is part of my culture, so मेरे normally गाने पंजाबी होंगे, उसका sound अलग हो सकता है, but since this is my first language, तो root के पास तो जाना ज़रूरी है.
Roots से याद आया, हर आर्टिस्ट कहते हैं कि अपने हार्ट ब्रेक से ही सीखते हैं और उसी से फिर उसके बाद वो ट्रू शायर होता है या ट्रू पोएट होता है. दिस इज, आई मीन, योर सॉन्ग इज अबाउट हार्ट ब्रेक एंड ग्रीफ, एंड when people read your shairi and the poetry that you write, they're like, dude, he's so intense. I know you do, Ayushmann.
You know, I have never had a heartbreak, so I don't know.
Never.
As in, technically, because I think when my dad passed away, that was my first heartbreak, but I have never had like a romantic heartbreak, like in a relationship. I think an artist needs to be happy to create something. Needs to be in that zone to create something. If you're focused, I think you don't have to take that crutch of a heartbreak to write something or to create something. I think it's very self-destructive, very lethal for yourself. I think, but you grow as a person. Life experiences may evolve you as a person. Like anything, heartbreaks or maybe friendships, bad investments or failures, they make you grow as a person. Otherwise, as a creator, as a creative mind, you don't have to delve too much on like negative or dark forces around you.
I love that, because I know you for films though, you're okay to sort of go in that zone completely when in films, right? Like when we've discussed, you're saying that, you know, I don't mind sort of delving into those darker aspects of me for my characters.
It again depends on what kind of genre there is for the film. Like for Article 15, it was definitely, I had to go through that, you know, journey of knowing about casteism and everything, because I have never experienced that in my life. So that's something which you'll deliberately go and invest your emotions in that character. But something like Badhai Ho, or
of course,
you know, which is like staple. So it's you don't have to do much. You just land on set, go through your lines, and just be the North Indian guy. So that's different. So every genre is different.
Because you mentioned our Punjabi music, who are the artists that truly have influenced you?
Punjabi music, Gurdas Mann. He's like the real legend of Punjab, and you have to see him even right now. He must be almost 70, but he looks 40. He's a stud, and he's a true legend. And apart from Gurdas Mann, of course, there's Diljit, there's Malkeet Singh, and Karan Aujla is doing really well these days. I love Badshah as well. AP is also good, but of course,
the OG.
Gurdas Mann is the OG. Yeah,
that is true, and it's wonderful. Agda Tara mein, like, you know, when we saw it, 5 stages of grief. Not similar. It actually reminded me of one of the greatest artists who I love, Beyonce, and her Renaissance album, which I think was one of the most telling in depicting how rage and angst and heartbreak and stuff can be. Very interesting that you picked this. Tell me why.
Frankly speaking, it was not my idea. It was Arsh Grewal's idea, and she's also from Chandigarh, the director of this video, and she came up with these unique ideas of, you know, dissecting grief into 5 stages. It was very unique because I have done very straight up videos in the past, and this was layered. Even when you see those guys falling from the sky and they have these red marks, they depict red flags, that you see yourself as a red flag, and in the end I put the gasoline on my chest. It's a green in color, so that's a journey from, you know, from being a red flag to a green flag. So it's very deep. Some people may not get it, but it's in our heads for sure. so it's Arsh's idea, and I think it was very unique because nobody's born a green flag. It's a journey. I think I was a red flag when I was in my teens.
Really? What do you
think? It's relative. I was not that bad.
Yeah.
Never bad.
But I think you're self-aware, so maybe you now think back saying it could have been a red flag quality.
Yes.
What would you think like a subtle red flag quality kya ho sakta hai? Because you know men around you, what would you say that?
Being more selfish. Like I was very selfish for my craft, my profession. मुझे और कुछ नज़र ही नहीं आता था अपने अलावा. I was so selfish and self-absorbed in my 20s. I think by the time I hit my 30s, like I was a complete green flag.
Ayushmann is definitely a green flag, which is a known thing. Or green forest, as they like to call it now.
I don't know about that, but it's been a journey. I still have like some way to go.
How sweet. See, Ayushmann,
Still learning.
this also is a green flag quality. No more is it cool to brag. Even though he's from Chandigarh, he knows what I'm talking about. I had to bring it up.
चंडीगढ़ आपके बाहर अंदर से कोई बाहर जाता ही नहीं है.
No, but it's great. I love the conversation that is about green flag and red flag. But you've written, like I said, दिल से शायर हो आप लिखते रहते हो कविताएं. You write a lot of poetry and you influence your life so much. The rage, the anger, and the pain. Do you remember yourself writing and stuff then and emoting on paper?
Yeah, in fact, I was in 8th standard when I got like second prize in Hindi Kavita Pratyogita. And the guy who got the first prize was doing MA Hindi that time. So I have been writing since my childhood. Yeah, so all these songs, Pani Darang Sadi Gali, I had written during my college days. So the writer was always there. While we were doing theatre also, we used to write our own scripts, by our dialogues. So it was always there, but I always wanted to be an actor and a singer.
Or is there a piece that you have put in like?
There are certain situations you can pen down, but sometimes the thoughts are just abstract. I have written 4-5 songs. I'm not like written like a crazy number of songs, but those
not just songs
also,
even kavita or something you're writing,
kavita.
शायरी and I'm not talking about songs only.
पहले तो मेरी कविताएं बहुत सामाजिक हुआ करती थी, on society and everything. But now I've started writing more on romance and everything, which is more generic, and it's more mainstream also. Just like my films, I think मैं अब थोड़ा mainstream जा रहा हूँ अपनी फिल्मों के साथ भी, कविताओं के साथ भी, गानों के साथ भी, because I think you reach out to larger audience. But yeah, कविताओं में वो personal हो सकती है, पर वो बताना जरूरी नहीं है कि पर्सनल है. हम अभी इतने आगे नहीं बढ़े हैं कि बता दो ये मेरी पर्सनल जिंदगी से जुड़ी हुई है.
इतनी नहीं.
I think आप लिख दो और कुछ बताने की जरूरत नहीं है. It's just too personal.
Oh, but I love it as long as every artist process is different, right? Like अलग-अलग होता है तरीका.
हर एक का प्रोसेस चेंज भी हो जाता है कभी-कभी. वो पर्सनल ना होते हुए भी कभी आप किसी और की लाइफ से भी ले सकते हो.
बिल्कुल.
आप it's all about observation. Art is just observation. It can't be like self-inflicting or just personal experiences.
Top 5 list में collabs कौन से करने चाहोगे? Any artist that you want to. If there's a wish list, maybe put it out in the universe.
You know,
if Warner can make it happen.
It's a very, very, very far-fetched and very unique collab. Lana Del Rey.
Ooh, I
love her.
She's so good.
I think her personality is great. The way she writes, the sound is very unique. I think I was going for this concert to the US, my first ever concert. और मैंने पहली बार सुना था Summertime Sadness. It was 2013 or 14, I don't remember. But it was on a loop on the flight. For 24 hours, I was just listening to that song.
Yeah.
And even now, radio, everything, every song of hers has a unique voice. And I think she's a maverick. She's different.
I love that you picked her.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Coldplay, because their sound is big. It's like a concert sound. Like when you go to a Coldplay concert, you are part of that euphoria.
Yeah.
So it's big. So Lana Del Rey, Coldplay. Another very unique choice will be Anushka Shankar.
Oh, she's so good.
Yeah. So that's totally classical. Like from total pop, I want to go to classical also. It will be a good collab between, little commercial music and classical. I don't know whether she has any commercial plans or not because she's a purist. So these are the 3 artists.
You've done too many stage shows, Abhi, है ना? Ayushmann Bhava is a band that is loved, and I mean I know आप उतने frequent stage show नहीं कर पाते हो, but you obviously try doing as much as you can. You've been to college fests, and one thing is there that when it's live, you keep it live. यहाँ पे a lot of time there's a whole discussion about how much of it should we do on, -1 is still okay, but the lip sync thing, and then with internet and videos going, people have been, people go in the direction of trolling. It's difficult. It's a tricky situation, because when I asked this up is, in Ed Sheeran concert, the first thing he did was he made the audience believe that you've paid for this money. I'm telling you how live this is, which was wonderful, right? He went in the circle, he's explained literally, and you are also one of those artists who likes playing land. You have a full band, and which is why this question to you. Tell me, how do you navigate through that? You exactly know what discussion I'm having.
Wow. The end result should be, the audience should be entertained. people who are present there should have like great entertainment. I know a lot of artists, they don't go live, they go for +1s, but it's probably, I don't know, that's again how trained you are as a singer. Stage voice is different, studio voice is different. I'm not judging anyone, but if the audience is having fun, people are having fun with the interactions, if you have a showmanship, it works for them, it's great. But I'm very pure as an artist, so I would love to sing live every single time. So that's me, but I'm not judging anyone.
When you're in the studio and knowing you're a purist, I know that you are, how do you look at when they try to make this sound completely different? What is your take on auto-tune?
यार वो तो हर कोई थोड़ा सा ट्यून तो होता ही है.
Correct.
Like sometimes you, of course, there is no natural reverb in your voice.
Yeah.
You add little bit reverb for the drama in the sound.
100%.
If the sound is complete without reverb or without, these days there's another sound of like total reverb, like this full echo going on.
Absolutely.
So that just gives a character to the song. But when you're live, you can't achieve that kind of sound. So I guess every sound, every genre is different. Like if you're going acoustic, it could be completely raw. That's another beautiful aspect of the vocals, that if it's completely raw, they sound really good. But again, it depends on your prowess as a singer.
But I love it, I'm very happy for you. But how can I not go into the films? I know there are exciting stuff happening there as well. You mentioned that I'm going commercial. I know you still try in between. Jahan aapka dil phasa hai, you do try to do content that is, you know, is going to change the society. Hope through art, not change, like impact the society in a way. And you know, I know you'll still continue to do that. But tell me how that ratio is and the kind of films and the direction you're taking, because it's a very tricky time, I know. I see the mammoth action films, and I know I've always wondered when I meet him, I'm going to tell him now how he feels about the current situation.
You know, my last film scored a century at the box office. It was very commercial. It was not for the purists, it was not for the critics, it was just for the audience. It did really well in BNC centers. Dreamgirl 2, I'm talking about. So, and before that, we had an action hero, which was like praised heavily by the critics. Also, Dr. G was praised heavily, but didn't get that kind of success at the box office. So, I think, of course, we are in a very tricky situation. They want to have community viewing to begin with. Like content, there's no dearth of content on OTT right now. But when you going to theaters and you want to watch a film with your family, have that kind of experience, I think it should be more relatable towards a wider spectrum of people, which makes it more commercial. Like now I'm trying to make commercial choices, but at the same time my heart lies in the content, and that will also happen once in a while, because उसके बिना मैं क्या करूँगा? कंटेंट ने मुझे बनाया है, तो कंटेंट को कैसे छोड़ दूँ? So it will be a mixed bag.
Okay, we'll absolutely end it with some fun questions. Are you ready, Ayushmann?
Yeah. अभी तक मुझे लगा funny कर रहे थे. Funny था. ये बहुत छोटे answers होंगे because I have to wrap. Okay, quick. Are you ready? I think I am.
Okay, you are. Good. Ayushmann Khurrana's tour van must have, or the tour car.
Vanity van or tour car? What?
You all have both. Vanity van during tours, which is what, like the concept of it.
नहीं होता है. I think every city has a new vanity van.
Okay.
हाँ.
So there are no essential things that you want during your tour around you.
I don't spend much of time in the vanity van, by the way.
Not at all.
I want to sit outside.
Okay. That's nice.
My manager keeps on sending me inside. अंदर जाओ, लोग attract हो रहे हैं, अंदर जाओ. पर मुझे बाहर खुली हवा में बैठना है, पेड़ के नीचे. So I like doing that. I like staying backstage or on stage, doing sound check, chill with the band members. Sitting in the vanity van is too boring.
Okay. Yeah. This is a nice thing. Any ritual that you do before you go on stage?
Say a little prayer.
Okay.
And also do riyaz.
Also do
vocals.
Right before?
Right before.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. A rockstar moment according to you, for you, when you've been on stage, and why? Like, you know what I'm saying when I say a rockstar moment. What was your rockstar moment?
My rockstar moment was my first concert in Dallas. It was a Diwali Mela, and there were around 50,000 Indians, and they told me that the capacity is 50,000. Like, okay, fine, 5,000, 4,000 log aayenge, kuch bhi hoga. When I entered, there was like sea of people, and I couldn't believe it. It was immediately after Vicky Donor. So I think that was my rockstar moment, my first ever concert.
Okay. An underrated Punjabi artist do you think the whole world needs to start listening to from your playlist?
Satinder Sartaaj. He's very deep. Satinder Sartaaj is one artist who's not frivolous with his lyrics, because most of the Punjabi songs, I'm generalizing here, but about cars, about, you know, shebang, the circus around you. But Satyendra Sartaaj is very basic and simple.
If Ayushmann could suggest one change in the Indian music industry, what would you suggest and why? And
No
that's the
change.
end.
In fact, we started getting royalties now, which is great. And this is the best time to be an artist, especially an independent artist. Most of the big artists will be feeling insecure right now because anybody from anywhere could emanate and deliver a banger.
I love it. I love the vibe. I am so happy for you. I see the energy only in you in change because of the fact that this is happening. I'm always going to be supporting you, Ayushmann.
Thanks,
Ayushmann
thank you,
Bhava.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Lots of love.